Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to some afternoon free enterprise here, tournament edition, semifinal action. Life is on the line here for microKorgs in game 2 of his match against xPankraz. I am so excited for this one. Two of the best runners in free enterprise going at it. Both of them have had incredible runs so far this tournament. Behind the scenes here, we have got Ferran Burgundy doing our tracking and Dishmu handling the restream, and I am joined in the booth by the wonderful Alicel. Alicel, how hyped are you?
I am very hyped. I've got my coffee, and I am ready for a great match today.
Me as well. We have got a Rosa start, so no need to worry about that white mage showing up. She is there right from the get-go. One of the less awkward characters to build agility around going into the end game, though it is something that you're going to want to be aware of, especially if you get one of those agility enhancing items for her, like like one of her high tier bows or something of that nature.
Absolutely. Rosa is one of those characters that you're just like, oh, thank goodness. I don't have to think this that hard. I don't have to worry that much. But it looks like our runners are getting ready to start here in just a second, and we've got some fun little objectives. We've got our 3 standard, defeat Wyvern, complete Cave Bahamut, and have Cocal Forge, but we also have a complete Cave Magus and return the pan to Yong's wife.
Yeah, Cave Magus, always a fan favorite because we get to hear that special randomized music. And Return the Pan to Yong's Wife is especially a favorite for mine. Pan is such a useful key item when you are hunting for key items because it just unlocks so much. Plus, you get a high tier loot drop from the Sylphs. So if we see an early Pan, that could really open this flag set up very, very quickly.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than getting Pan to start and then getting a magma key and you just completely fade Fabul and do it all at once. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yes, indeed. And who have we got? It's Rydia. Rydia is especially interesting on this flag set. Hourglass 2 as our starting item. It's not progression, but it is a very, very good item. Getting stop of the entire enemy party can be useful against some bosses, but more importantly, some of those really nasty grind fights can be trivialized with that, and that can lead to a lot of experience for your party.
Absolutely, and like you said, that Rydia is a very interesting
Both runners feeling like we want some loot early. Let's head into Cave Evelyn. I really love this play.
Yep, there's just a higher chance of getting better loot. There are 3 trap chests here, or trapped pots, as xPankraz found. But if you can dodge those, you can get some really good gear to just kind of kickstart your seed.
Yeah, looking for some good stuff here. Defense sword, really great if we find one of the knights. A power staff can be some good early damage for Rosa. And if you do get a fighter, you can do some cheeky berserk shenanigans with it as well.
It's like the old adage, let Rydia hit things.
Exactly. And going into the left tower here on microKorgs side, Elven Bow, great pickup for Rosa. Not only is it a good damage bow, has a increase to her caster stats as well, and can target the weakness of mage type enemies. Really, really nice pickup.
And finding some nice J items, that vampire can make some of those easy fights. And there's that dragon whip.
Yeah, Dragon Whip, an interesting item for Rydia. It does kind of nerf her caster stats a bit, but very good damage. Can make her into a frontline fighter if you combine it with things like a heroine robe, if you manage to find one of those. Also, a Stardust pickup is a really another one of those great J items. Can really make a good work of these early fights that have multiple enemies in them.
And there's a rune ring and a soma drop there on Pankraz's side. Just nice item pickups that can have some real utility.
Yeah, nothing that's going to break the seed open or anything like that, but certainly things that our runners are going to like going into this sort of low damage start here. They've got some things to work with. This should be a good sort of opening seed, if you will, for getting things. Oh, a mute dagger. I missed that as well. Again, another way to target that mage type weakness that I believe Rydia can use.
Yep, and I believe it does boost her black magic stat as well. Or I could be making things up. That's also very possible.
I like it. It sounds true. If you told that to me, I'd believe it. If you want to confirm yourself, if you're playing Free Enterprise, one of those handy quality of life features added by board is select button on the menu will give you the full breakdown of all items without having to look up any wikis or go in and check your status page to see what it does. So if you're learning the game, there's a great way to check. Seeing a check into Mist Cave here, and it is the Baron Guards. Relatively easy fight. It looks like Korgs is going to take it for some early XP here.
Unfortunately, that means that this is an easy fight that isn't up on the moon or in a nasty spot.
Yep, that is true, but able to take advantage of that mage-type weakness we were talking about. This also opens up the Mist Cave for a little bit of extra looting here, which Korgs might be interested in. Ooh, a headband already paying off. That's a good pickup.
And that Aegis shield is great for taking on some types of enemies.
Yeah, lots of magic resistance on that can make your shield-wearing characters very, very tanky, especially in, say, the Zeromus fight, which only does magic damage. If you want to pour them, you got to get through Asura here on Mount Hobs, but we have all of that anti-mage equipment. Looks like Pankraz is up to the task.
And that'll give us all three of our lady characters. It looks like it is Ladies' Night here with Pankraz and microKorgs.
Yeah, now we just need to get a bunch of heroine robes to pass out at the entrance, and everyone will basically have their pick on whether they want to be a mage or a fighter. And I believe that's Shiva up on Mount Ordeals?
Yep, one of the summons. It's kind of trolly because it doesn't actually get rid of the ice.
It's an excellent little Easter egg there. But you can clear it by just going out of the screen there.
And Korgs is checking the front half here of Mount Hobs. Finds a karate shirt, but not much else.
Yeah, it's kind of the poor man's black belt. Will increase your fighting stats, but not to the degree that the coveted black belt will. Still, early on, not a bad piece of kit. Pankraz is through Asura and is going to get that lovely chest behind her. Just a flame whip with a dragon whip already in tow. Probably not going to see use there.
And we'll see if Pankraz decides, hey, it's time for Antlion, or if we're going to go with the Fate Antlion life today.
Now, Pankraz wants to go pick up his Shiva as well, while Korgs is taking on the Asura fight here. So based on the characters that have been dealt out so far, you got to be thinking Reflect strats, right?
Oh, absolutely. If we can maybe pick up a Palom, I would just say everybody gets to nuke in white, and we just take out Zeromus without even thinking about it.
Yeah, always great when you get to do that HP refill skip. Cuts the fight's time down substantially, and it's just really fun to be able to abuse mechanics like that.
Oh, and we know that Valvalus is in the first spot in Baron, so we don't have to worry about a trolley Valvalus on the moon if we do decide to go all mages.
That is correct, and that also is something to keep in mind if the Baron key shows up. That means that the path underground will not be required to go through Baron Castle, so our runners will want to look elsewhere. Valvalus being one of those decidedly difficult bosses that we decide to gate progression elsewhere behind, so they can't be. You don't have to go through that fight in order to get underground. Is essentially how it works.
And I think we've seen more diamond equipment in this run than, gosh, the beers probably sold last year.
Yeah, showing just how truly inflated the price of diamonds really are with how abundant they actually are in the seed. Ninja Sword available at Antlion, and not really useful right now because we have no ninja, but that's a little disturbing if you're a runner. That's 2 key item spot checks, and that is 2 duds, which means there are at least 2 key items hidden on the moon.
Our poor tracker hasn't had to push any buttons yet. Hopefully they start finding something useful, like a hook with an evil wall.
Gotta keep flexing that tracker finger in between key item checks. Gotta keep it limber. No use letting it atrophy on these kind of barren early games. We are going into Fabul. And xPankraz is going to do the Fabul defense here, just as microKorgs gets his hands on a Ninja Blade. Our tracker for on Burgundy clicking emotes to keep limber. I like it.
Well then.
A little bit, little splash of sort of vanilla, not exactly vanilla.
Is this like that fake vanilla that you get from like cheap ice cream?
Yeah, it's like a soy-based alternative to vanilla. It's like one of those like new modern age vanilla. They spell vanilla with an @ symbol to try to appeal to millennials. But no, this is the alt gauntlet. This is normally where you would fight the Fabul gauntlet, but in with the alt gauntlet flag on, instead of fighting the monsters you would normally fight here, you fight a selection of random encounters from around the area. So we get to see encounter setups that we don't normally see in Free Enterprise. These are going to be all of the monsters around the Fabul area, and shouldn't be too terribly difficult here.
I think everybody's got something to hit with. Porum with the power staff, Rosa with that elven bow, and Rydia with her dragon whip.
Yeah, not the strongest damage output setup, but more than enough to get through this gauntlet here. And a couple of J items available to take care of these multi-target fights like this. Using those Thor Rages, which are in there to protect against an early Kaidnazo. We're using them to get through these fights a little bit quicker and hopefully be rewarded with some sort of progress here from the King of Fabul.
I can't remember the last time I seen the sword rats and needlers.
Yeah, it's been a hot second since I've seen this enemy in Final Fantasy IV. I see plenty of it in 5 in random encounters, but don't really do random encounters in Free Enterprise much. All these ice cream puns in chat sounds like somebody's Haagen-Dazs puns.
No.
I stole that one from The Simpsons. I'm sorry.
Oh mein Gott.
And just another elven bow. Where are the key items today?
Seriously, this is getting a little ridiculous. So all we have left is Baron Inn and Mount Ordeals. I'm starting to wonder if maybe there is a hidden Demist here somewhere that might have a key item.
I always love the Demist at Magus Sisters that has the Earth Crystal that has progression.
Oh, that's beautiful. Chef's kiss.
But we do find some Cure 3s here. Just a nice pickup item to have, even if you do have 2 white mages. If you find a nasty DKC somewhere.
And hey, microKorgs picking up a soft from one of those fights, which normally is a bit of a meme item, but we know that Volvalis is hiding out in Baron Castle, so maybe it'll come into play. Ooh, finding those cabins, always good to find those early. Get them out of the way, taken care of. So you don't end up in a lunar excursion and realize that you don't have cabins. Not that anyone would ever do that, right?
Oh, of course not. I totally haven't done it.
We're admins. We're better than that. We don't make silly mistakes like that.
Just like trying to walk back up the lunar subterranean when you don't have exit.
That always, that's the true walk of shame right there. And up down Ordeals goes Pankraz. Gonna check these chests here for some decent loot potentially. More katanas. If we got Edge, he's pretty set. We've got a back row glitch for him, and we've got 2 decent katanas for him. Katana? Is katana pluralized by itself?
Maybe.
Katanai? Do we put a Greek affix on it? Katano?
Katanas, like
katanas,
like octopus.
Yeah, katanas. In Japanese, yes, katana is both singular and plural. Okay, good to know. And I like katana. Hey, we've got Dark Imps in the least punchy spot, so this is an easy fight. But again, like you said, not necessarily want to find these easy fights here.
Yeah, this is the kind of boss that you want to see in the D-Lunar spot, where you can get lots of XP from them. Not that the life glitch is turned on or anything.
Yeah, we're with 3 key items guaranteed to be on the moon, and this many easy fights already taken care of, that we could be looking at a pretty nasty lunar dive. And there's that Demist. As mentioned, we got a bonus round here.
This is kind of nasty. Demist is pretty fast here.
Yeah, kind of fast, and of course it's going to be sloggy because of that transforming in and out of mist form here. Already here's going to have the speed advantage because it gets to go before you because of the back attack, so not a fun place to find Demist, though not necessarily too difficult.
Well, and that Dragon Whip is not going to do Rydia any favors, as Dragon Mist is not a dragon.
Added to the increasing list of Final Fantasy IV enemies that look like dragons but aren't. Looking at you, Bahamut.
And microKorgs going for the cheeky berserk on Rosa with that power staff.
Yeah, that is. We mentioned that earlier. It's one of the features of the power staff is you hit a target with it, you have a chance to berserk them. There is a way to sort of manipulate it to guarantee the berserk as well. And Berserk Rosa will do a decent chunk of damage here with that Elven Bow.
And it looks like microKorgs picked up a dancing dagger. I did not see where he got that from, but another nice early game item that you can use. Well, early game weapon you can use as an item. That can put out some damage.
Yeah, I love seeing an early dancing dagger as long as I've got somebody that can equip it. Does magic-based damage. You can use it from the back row. No charge time. Decent damage on it. Does 300 to 400 damage. Really, really good way to get some characters that sort of struggle in the early game to sort of power through. Rydia definitely among them. And some Berserk Rod action, or excuse me, Power Rod action going on Pankraz's side as well. Sort of speed through this. The one thing that kind of hurts about Berserking on this fight is that you might be hitting the miss part, which the damage might not be too much. The time it takes to go through the counter is what the real killer. But does it late enough in the fight that doesn't have to deal with that, and Demist is down for Pankraz.
So once Pankraz finishes up this Ordeals check, we'll get another key item check from that Demist.
Yeah, and hopefully one of these two key items will send our runners in some kind of direction here, because so far we've got zilch as far as progression goes.
See, you say hopefully, and I hope for misery.
Oh, they've struggled enough to get this far. When will the struggle end?
When the monsters stop increasing.
Showing off a little Shiva summoning action here on microKorgs' side. Decent damage from that too. Hey, there's a magma key. But in order to get through, Rosa is going to have to deal with Mylon and friends on her own. And it's Power Rod time.
This is definitely a pretty nice place to see Mylon, as there's barely any HP here. So definitely one of the less rude bosses you can face on your own.
Yeah, no matter how you how you stack the stats on Mylon, Lit 1 is still just Lit 1. I'm not sure if we have had anything that Rosa can equip, but we do also have a glut of diamond items to help with that lightning damage if it was a problem. But it's not.
$70 is quite a bit of damage for that Rosa.
Yeah, it will add up pretty quickly, but Rosa has a lot of tools at her disposal to be able to get her back up. We've got the potions; she can cure herself. There's a lot she has available to her.
Does throw out a safety cure too. Totally understandable. There's nothing worse than having to redo this fight.
Absolutely.
But with that, Rosa has taken down that Mylon.
Yeah, it looks like Twitch has given some of us a little bit of problem here, so apologize for that.
Twitch, please.
Twitch, please, indeed.
And it looks like microKorgs has taken down that Demist.
Both runners on parity there. Both runners with their magma keys here shortly, and microKorgs will be going in to face that Mylon and friends.
Now we'll see if both our runners remember to check that Demist afterwards.
Yeah, it's a very, very easy to forget check if you're not intentionally reminding yourself with a tracker or something. And then even then, you can forget to even put it on the tracker, since it's something that doesn't happen very frequently. So it is very easy for our runners to forget that is an option. So yeah, you don't want to see a race come down to that. You really want both runners. So check it, get it in there, and be on the same page as far as that goes. Yeah, for anybody able to hear us, it looks like there is some stuff going on Twitch's end. We do apologize for that. It looks like even the ads are having trouble buffering properly, so do apologize for that. We'll do everything that we can on our end to keep things smooth, but it's just Twitch being Twitch, unfortunately.
But Pankraz is quickly heading down the mountain, and microKorgs is getting ready to go into the lunar. What would you say that is? A closet?
I've always thought it was a shrine, but I like closet. We'll go with closet.
But Pankraz, not forgetting about that Demist, heading straight over and going to go ahead and check to see what Mama Rydia has today.
And Pankraz is going to make his own check into the Mist Cave here. Sees it's the guards, is going to back right on out. Not interested in looting it here like microKorgs was.
And let's see what we get from this check. We get a tower key.
Excellent, and we have that magma key, so that opens up a lot of options underground. Not sure that this party is necessarily ready to be doing a dive into the tower, but that option being available is definitely something our runners like to see. We like to have those options open.
And I suspect that we will see Pankraz very quickly head to the underground. And it's gonna check here, finds a Tella.
And I believe we are back, everybody.
Yay!
How'd you enjoy the break, Allison?
I didn't Google what you told me not to Google.
Good job. You're spared to the horrors then. We've got beards aplenty here in the Tower of Zot as microKorgs has picked up Tella and Sid.
And it looks like Pankraz has picked up an Edward and a Tella.
Not exactly power characters, to be fairly honest. In fact, a lot of the character spread so far is essentially reject percent with Rosa added for extra flavor.
But it looks like we've picked up some key items that we didn't quite get to see. On Pankraz's side, we had a Darkness Crystal. I believe that was from the freebie chest in the Fey March. And a spoon that came from somewhere.
Yeah, huge shout out to Fron Burgundy in the background here, taking care of everything, making sure everything is staying on track here while we were dealing with our restream issues. And also huge shout out to Scholar Kitty stepping in on the restream and Dishmu for doing the best he could with the whole horrible issues Twitch was giving us. Everyone behind the scenes doing an amazing job to make sure we got back to you here. So thank you to everyone.
And our tracker is telling us that Spoon was in Dwarf Castle. So where did the Earth Crystal and Legend Sword come from then?
Earth is Sheila 1 is what chat is telling us. There's a Sand Ruby at the top of Babel. I'm not sure that anybody has actually been to Kaipo yet, so I'm not sure what is behind that ruby.
And it looks like the Legend Sword came from Super Cannon Room, so I suspect Pankraz will be picking that up shortly.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting play here on microKorgs' side. Doing that half tower is, we were talking about how, untouchable Pankraz has been, how you really, if you don't think you can go toe-to-toe with him with execution, see if you can find a play that he's not going to do. Doing that full tower, only getting a Sand Ruby might be the edge microKorg needs right now to stay on top. And just a Stardust Rod from Zot, I mean, our mages are going to like that, but that's not progression. That's another key item on the moon as well.
So at this point, other than that Baron, I think everything's got to be on the moon? Or did we do Baron and we didn't see it?
Baron could have been done. I don't think that it has. But I suppose we'll find out soon enough. microKorgs going to go ahead and launch that Lunar Whale and potentially head to the moon, at least check the character, I imagine. Could also be heading to the Giant in order to grind these mages out.
That would definitely make sense with that Tella. Yeah, just get your mages to Nuke and White and just make Sid your chemist and murder.
Yeah, Sid is actually a remarkable chemist in the late game. With that enormous amount of HP he has, he's one of the few characters that can survive a direct cast nuke into a big bang. It makes him fantastic at being able to heal up the rest of your party as long as you get a stack of Cure 3s to give him. Wonderful bit of utility in the Zeromus fight.
But Pankraz is gonna go ahead and check the Sand Ruby character, see if it's more useful than an Edward. That's not hard to do. And that is more useful than an Edward.
Yes, certainly more useful than an Edward. We already have at least a Ninja Sword for him. We could have had some more since then. But he is going to be good to go. We also have a Boomerang in order to back row glitch him. Should be good news for Pankraz here.
And looks like Korgs is going to make this check here in Kaipo. Might just be looking for some items.
And picking up the Sheila item here on Pankraz's side. We'll see if he chases that alongside microKorgs. Didn't end up being any progression or useful character, unfortunately.
And there is an octopus where the octopus is supposed to be.
Yep, no Wyvern to be seen yet, so could be hanging out on the moon, could be in one of those spots we haven't checked our Earth side, but back into the lunar whale we go on microKorgs side. He is headed to the moon.
And
Great Vast Treasury!
that is 2 Dragon Whips, a Stardust Rod. I guess that was Rydia out of 10.
Yeah, and there was an Artemis bow as well, so really, really good for Rosa. So yeah, decent pickups there that we can really work with there. Yeah, I agree with Chat. Chat saying 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'm saying 7 or 8 out of 10. I'm really pleased with that if I'm in our runner spot here.
Ew. And speaking of the opposite of pleased, that is an evil wall at Bahamut.
Not fun at all, especially since that is one of the punchiest spots in the game. You don't want to see that.
Especially since Evil Wall cheats and starts a chain. So Evil Wall is going to beat snot out of you. And we find a Punch Mage here up on the moon.
Yeah, another character that would really benefit from some sort of controlled grind here, like D-Machines. Yang is one of those characters that gets very, very useful the more levels that you get on him, so he is a pretty decent grind target. The nice thing about him is you don't really need much gear for him. As long as he's got the levels, he can serve as both a useful chemist and a decent attacker.
And we saw microKorgs get rid of that Porum for that Yang, so we may be looking at a more traditional hybrid or Berserk strats.
Yeah, one of the things, I especially when you don't have J items easily available like this, there's a lot of value in having 2 white mages, being able to berserk up your team faster, but since you really only have the one real berserker here, that kind of one berserk target, I should say, in Yang when he's leveled up, yeah, that kind of goes by the wayside. It's less useful. So yeah, I can definitely see the play here in getting rid of a second white mage to put Yang in the party.
And microKorgs has found a freebie up here with this Bahamut.
Yeah, this is a nice find. Not as free as some fights could be. You're still going to have some sort of a resource advantage here with Star Veils or making sure Tal can get some walls up. Looks like he's choosing that option here. But yeah, you can get through this fight, and the difficult part might be, keeping all the characters that you want to keep alive to get experience from it. But this isn't a huge experience spot, so microKorgs might just be trying to get through the fight period.
Yep. And there's advantages to keeping that Yang down until you're ready to do your grind.
Yeah, precisely. They essentially slingshotting him forward. He's a very, very good target for that. Getting him up and online quickly in that manner is a very valid strategy. And Sid's going to use a Star Veil here to keep him alive. See if Rose's wall is still up. It is not, so she's going to take the Mega Nuke. But the advantage is, even if the fight ends and Rose is down, she's still going to get the experience because of the way hero mode works.
Yep, there is no keeping your hero down and at a low level in Sea Hero.
That Star Veil is probably still active on Sid. I doubt that Tella's wall is still active. Let's see what happens here.
Does manage to get one more wall up on that Rosa.
And down goes Bahamut. 2 characters will get the experience here. Casual 6 levels for Rosa, getting that Cure 3. That's probably the big pickup there. And just a silver apple for all that effort. Not the worst thing in the world when you've got a lot of low HP characters, but I mean, that's looking for silver linings at this point.
And looks like xPankraz is going to head to Dwarf Castle. Maybe saw something in the shop that he wanted to pick up before heading elsewhere.
Those Ether 2s, that suggests to me he's looking at a grind.
And the sell everything that isn't nailed down strat.
One of my favorite strats. I do indeed like money. And microKorgs going to have to turn tail and head back to the moon. Unfortunate. Getting a doable fight there on the moon early could have paid off. It did not, so he's going to settle in for a grind here on the Giant.
And chat pointing out that xPankraz did sell the spoon, but that's 5,000 gold.
Yeah, do not look a gift 5,000 gold in the mouth, that's for sure.
5,000 gold can buy lots of peanuts.
Explain how. No.
No, we're still here. But I think both of our runners are going to be getting ready to do their D-Machine grinds.
Listen, I paused because I was waiting to give Alicel time to do the next line in the joke, but Alicel was finished. We were ending that joke there, apparently.
I'm old. I've forgotten how the joke works.
Well, the next line is Homer's brain says to Homer, money can be exchanged for goods and services.
That's right.
Quick check on the element spot here, and it's dolls. This is one of the more doable elements bosses here, just because that HP is split so many ways.
Oh, and especially if you can get off an Odin.
Yeah, the dolls in the back do not have the boss bit, so there's a lot of strategies you can employ to take care of them. And yeah, that's the actual D-Machine, not the D-Machine generator. So do a quick run there. I'm not sure if microKorgs is counting steps. He might be, because he's now doing this in the second room. So could be counting steps using the chart. Some people just try to look for the fight manually. Some people try to do the manipulation to get the fight. And this is interesting. 2 different grinds here. Pankraz turned his on early. Is he trying to do a Mac Giant grind instead?
Well, the Mac Giants are grinding him right now.
That's true.
I'm actually not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, he could just be getting the characters that he wants to be down now, because it's easier to set up here. And then he'll have the slingshot ready to go when he does go into his grind. And the week going out on the Frozen Mac Giants here. Rudy is going to take them both down. And then that's going to give a level advantage so that the characters that he wants are going to be 5 levels lower than the median party level, which means they're going to get double experience from the fight until they catch up. What we like to refer to colloquially, as the slingshot. Nothing casual about slingshot strats, that's for sure. And microKorgs, meanwhile, seems to have found his fight. He's going to stabilize his party, and we're going to settle in here for a nice grind. Putting those Thor Rages left over for use here to get that easy 1 damage on the Searcher.
And I do appreciate that our runners are mirrored here.
Yeah, this is always aesthetically pleasant. If you're going to settle in for a long grind, make it look good for everybody. And our runners are no stranger to the spotlight here, showing off how good this can look when you've got dragons facing each other. Oh, look at that. Oh, almost simultaneous pop in. You love to see it.
Now, I didn't see if either one of our runners picked up Self.
I have not seen it so far, but that doesn't mean that they haven't. Obviously, there was a lot that we were missed because of the Twitch problems. Yeah, Rosa having Cure 3 here is going to be a huge help for this grind. So Tella doesn't have to do double duty, both healing and weakening the dragons that come out.
And surprisingly, I know we picked up not an hourglass, we picked up one of those too, but we picked up a Soma drop early on. Surprisingly, didn't use it on that Tella.
Yeah, it can come in handy in certain situations, just having that Meteo. Usually earlier rather than later, kind of at the point now where you're not really going to run into anything that Meteo is going to save your bacon on, but certainly a fun strategy to employ when it's valid.
But it looks like both of our runners have gotten into a nice steady rhythm. Of course, things can always go sideways with the machines. This is not a free grind by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it is incredibly easy to fall complacent in this grind. That's why that rhythm is so important. That's why a lot of runners have been kind of killing characters off here to sort of make sure that the initiative order is going the way they want here, that it's consistent, so that you can execute everybody's actions. A missed input here or a character acting out of order and putting the wrong command in here, and things can go sideways very quickly. Because keep in mind, even though everything is controlled damage here, these are enemies. These are endgame enemies that we're fighting at mid to early mid game levels here. So this is very dangerous if things do not go the way you want. And Scholar does have D-Money DJ set up, so enjoy those tunes.
Is this the only acceptable way to talk over music?
I think so.
And as chat points out, we are 1 hour into this match and no objectives are on the board.
Yeah, this is going to be one where I think everything is going to come at breakneck pace once runners have their characters online here. Expect those buttons to get lit up very quickly. Or as we sometimes call them, those delicious materia.
So I haven't been keeping count because I can't count my own D machines, let alone somebody else's.
I haven't been counting either because numbers are evil and should not be utilized whenever possible. I play free enterprise from the heart, not the brain.
So you're saying you wing it?
Yes. There's a reason I'm not in this tournament anymore. There's a reason I haven't been in this tournament for a while.
Well, you did much better than me, who didn't even try. But I'm sure there's a chart somewhere that people use that tells you how many D machines you need. But here on Team No Math, up in the booth, we don't know that number. But it does look like xPankraz has finished up his grind, did weak that searcher, and is probably going to kill it now.
Wow. Hey, sorry, my microphone cut out there. I was just saying, and didn't realize it wasn't coming through. In order to get a minimum level Rydia up to Nuke, you need 24 dragons total. If you're slingshotting, it goes down to 12. If you're slingshotting with 10 key items, it goes down to 6. So that's the maximum amount of dragons you would ever need in a grind. And xPankraz is going to find out it is the dolls. Let's see if he is interested. No, he is heading out.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody indeed, LSL.
Now, if that's your Wyvern and you have a choice between Wyvern at the end of the tunnel or that evil wall.
Yeah, I'm not digging that evil wall. I'm kind of like, let's see if we can do everything except Cape Bahamut at this point. That's just such a nasty fight.
I would be curious if microKorgs, having the knowledge of that evil wall, does try to take on those dolls after finishing this grind.
Yeah, xPankraz decided not to. microKorgs, that could be, again, we talked about how microKorgs might be looking to try different strategies out to try and, get an edge. That might be one he might be looking at here, is actually powering through the rest of the giant here.
And a casual 41 levels on that Yong.
You love to see it if you're young. A little bit of rearranging the inventory here, passing out all the gear to his freshly leveled crew. xPankraz is going to dive into the moon. Let's see what route he chooses to take. He's going to run into that same issue with Bahamut really rewarding nothing here. And yes, microKorgs is going for the dolls. I love this.
This is great.
Though, pointing out, we did not get nuke on Rydia, so she is shy of what she needed, but the rest of his team looking a little better. That Yang and Sid particularly, Rose is doing well as well.
Well, and I know xPankraz didn't get his Rydia up to nuke as well. They both might just be planning on getting the levels from just doing moon bosses, seeing as how everything seems to be up here.
Yeah, very good point. They could also just be, not really concerned with Rydia getting all the way up where she needs to be if the other characters are, and just kind of not really utilizing her in the end game as well, and just relying on the rest of your team.
Ribbit.
Yeah, making sure that those back dolls are frogged is a good way to not croak on this fight. It's a totally legit strategy. Works and all.
That is not the boss you want to see in this location.
Oof, no, it is not. xPankraz going to go through with it here. See, maybe we see some floats. Well, no, we don't really have a big... Well, I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe do float strats to spellcasting with Rydia, but she's really not at the point to do that. Might just relying on just good old-fashioned violence.
I don't know, I like power overwhelming. And that edge, for having a ninja sword and a long blade, sure didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Leviathan sure did, though. Gonna have to deal with getting people up from the Globe 199s, but I gotta wonder, is his edge back row glitched or not?
I don't think he is.
I'm almost positive both runners picked up a boomerang very early. I don't know if maybe xPankraz threw it out or hasn't equipped it yet.
I mean, he did sell the farm. But this is my favorite way to deal with CPU in a high HP spot, is just nuke it, just kill it. Don't do anything fancy, just murder.
Yeah, there's always that incentive to be like, well, let's do this the technical way and keep everybody alive, but you can also just blow everything up, and you can only kill one person at a time, so get them back up. Already getting another Leviathan set up here to take care of the nodes. And microKorgs almost through with the Calverna fights. That last punch from Young will do it. And here's another XP infusion from one of the highest experience spots in the game. And we're going to see if maybe Wyvern has been hiding out on the Giant this whole time.
I feel like that would be a huge sigh of relief for Korgs, because, again, this is not the party that you want to take to that evil wall.
Big reveal for microKorgs, who is waiting here at the end of the Giant. It is Vylon.
So is shoving Mylon out of the giant the same as falling into a deep ravine?
I feel that's, you know, ravines are kind of relative. So yeah, I would say that definitely counts.
And that Rydia has now learned Quake. And a hook and harp there in that first spot.
Well, that harp is definitely big news. We need that as one of our objectives, and if our runners are trying to avoid that evil wall in Cape Bahamut, that's going to be a hard required one. Karate Man inside the plague spot.
Certainly not too threatening here. It's going to hit kind of hard, but he's not that fast, and make Edge go burr.
Indeed, and microKorgs is through with the giant. Get a look at what the character on offer here is. It's Kane! I think it's a little late for Kane here, unfortunately.
We can throw him in the deep ravine, too.
So, Korgs finishing out the giant, unfortunately not getting rewarded like he was hoped. And, you know, now the question is, where are we getting our objectives from? Oh, did he take Kane? I think he dropped Tele for Kane.
Interesting.
Good throwback there, Scholar. I appreciate it. I'm glad Vanilla stuck with somebody. And there's a rat tail that can lead to another key item.
Goes great with that hook. And having found those cabins for sale, Pankraz uses one and doesn't have to walk all the way back up the moon.
Doesn't have to use all of Rose's MP, just getting everybody back into fighting shape. Into the core we go. We're going to check that Ogopogo spot out. No chance of the assault gauntlet here, since we've already seen it, the Vanilla alt gauntlet. Trying to make too many things stick there. Hey, Magus Sisters, how's it going?
Ew. I seem to remember this is gross, but it's been a long time.
They can hit very hard here. Fire 2 should be a lot. I forgot how high the magic stat was at this spot. Oh boy, yeah, that's a little nasty.
Thankfully, Edge is also hitting for a lot.
Yeah, we've got Rydia with some high tier summons that can hit the entire party for a lot, which is what you want against the Magus Sisters, especially since we're going to be ignoring Reflect there. Ooh, poor him running out of arrows.
Tiny Child Porum hitting Tiny Child Mindy. But Edge is like, I've got a mute knife. I got things to do.
Yeah, taking advantage of the quad damage that you get from hitting effectively in Final Fantasy IV. Very, very useful when you've got an enemy weakness to take advantage of. There's a pink tail. If we turn the rat tail in, that'll probably get turned in for a free high tier item.
I hope it's Crystal Sword.
That'd be just about perfect right now.
So at this point, that is 4 key items up on the moon.
Yeah, indeed. We just have that Crystal Sword altar left. Can we go 5 for 5? We knew it was going to be a pretty loaded moon just from all the early zonks, but... Oh, is Pankraz skipping out on Crystal Sword altar?
I think he left to save. Might be checking to see if any of this is useless.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, taking advantage of those save files. Do a little bit of scouting first before going and seeing if you want to take that on. I like that play a lot. Oh wow, he's put 2 saves there now. He's got 1 back in the Lunar Subterranean, 1 over at Cave Bahamut. Really playing the save scum strategies here.
And we'll see if we have a vanilla Wyvern today, or... I don't think we've seen Antlion. Antlion in this spot is disgusting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any of those brutish thug bosses that just rely on simple attack patterns for their scripts get really, really nasty in this spot just because of how high the attack power is. Antlion, infamously one of the nastier fights here. Someone in chat is screaming about a harp all the way in the back, and they really need to keep it down. Oh, whoa, not what you want to see at all.
Yeah, I'd go face check elsewhere.
Yeah, you called it early, Alice, with all of these extremely easy free bosses early. This has led to a very nasty moon.
And Pankraz did not even look to see who the boss is. And is probably like, why? Why me?
microKorgs wants nothing to do with that Ogopogo either. And here we go, Pankraz versus the wall. Probably who you want to get hit right off the bat. Edge taking advantage of that image spell to put the blink status on himself.
And I do believe Rydia learned Nuke in her last battle, so Rydia, Nuke, go.
Yep, and she's got Blink up as well, so those two are going to be able to do a lion's share of the damage here. It's just a matter of keeping that Blink spell up as much as possible. You do not want to take a punch to the face from this boss spot. Palom able to survive in there, gets the Blink off. This looks pretty comfy here for Pankraz at this point.
Everybody doing a little dance back and forth. And Evil Wall is kind of taken down a peg.
It's hard to tell because of the frame rate, but I believe that was the last charge of Blink on Rydia, so she's going to have to get re-upped here. Doing enough damage, though, that this fight should be over pretty soon. There he goes.
Yay!
So that is our first objective of the seed done, and Young picks up a nice cat claw for himself. If we had him.
Yeah, not a terrible pickup for microKorgs. But it's money. Money's good.
Money is indeed good.
And we finally have an objective! Yay!
We do. That gorgeous piece of yellow materia, that forbidden snack, probably tastes like lemon. Probably tastes like the throw command. The throw command tastes like lemon. Headed back to the planet is Pankraz here. The only thing left is that Ogopogo on the moon. time to check some of these terrestrial spots and hopefully get some more of these objectives done.
I would think that probably going to check out that rat tail real quick.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Heading over to get the hovercraft raised, free key item, and a good piece of high-level gear. A couple of his characters would certainly appreciate the latter.
Yeah, nice ninja sword for Edge. Maybe a white shirt.
Yeah, white shirt would be especially good for Rosa, not only for the increased healing potency, but increased magic defense so that you can survive those big bangs a little bit easier. Korgs is going into his own Magus Sisters fight. At this point, he's basically in lockstep with Pankraz as far as routing goes, just a little bit behind, and he's going to need to catch up quick. Depending on how he routes the rest of us, the rest of this, he's definitely Pankraz in the driver's seat, but microKorgs still has time to catch up.
And that was a Luca key and a Bahamut summon.
Yeah, Luca Key is interesting because we still haven't seen Wyvern, so there's a boss down there. Oh, is chat finally getting their wish?
I mean, I would do music over Luca check any day.
I would do music because I'm being restreamed and, I just love playing to an audience, but Pankraz probably wants to win and sees this as the correct option. Finally, that voice screaming in the back of the room will be happy.
But for those who may not be too familiar with this randomizer, the reason why chat is so excited about that awful music is that we randomize that a little bit.
Yeah, just all the notes are completely random. It's complete cacophony. I don't understand why anybody likes it. No, that's not what we do. We actually have a talented team of composers that make fantastic MIDI renditions of famous video game and other pop culture tunes to put into the mix. Big shout outs to Calamity and Xenocat that have been in charge of that. And with the team already down and the cutscene skip activated, I think it's time for some of DJ Spoody D's Rockin' Tunes.
That was exceptionally rude. But that was Gangplank Galley from Donkey Kong Country 2. Very jaunty. Until Golbez stole it, because Golbez is a jerk. And that is a double.
Okay, I think my microphone's back. Sorry about that, folks. Windows was just like, hey, wouldn't it be great if we just randomly switched what your active microphone was?
Yeah, it likes to do that. Sometimes it likes to send it to my keyboard that has no microphone output.
That's fantastic. See, I've always, there, someone in chat pointing out Golbez isn't a wizard but a pirate. I always thought, well, Golbez was a warlock because he's getting his power from a patron in the form of Zemus. I mean, is that not correct? Do I not have the terminology accurate there, folks? Debate in chat, please.
I mean, I thought he was a cowboy.
Oh yeah, it could be a cowboy. Well, I mean, he can multi-class. That's fine. Pirate cowboy multi-class. That sounds perfectly fine. That's my OC. Please do not steal.
But meanwhile, we have Korgs working here on this CPU. Did go for the float strats and just kind of chipping away at the big orb.
Oh, Pankraz is going down the hook route. There is a sparkle there in the Rubicante spot.
Have we seen any other sparkle in this seed?
We have seen Ogopogo and Plague. We have not seen D-Lunar, and we have not seen Pale Dim, I believe. So, looking at a 1 and 3 here.
Unless King Queen Eblin is also a sparkle.
Yeah, that's distinctly possible as well. We are kind of running out of boss locations here. We've got Luca Key, Sealed Cave. We've got the Fame March bosses. I don't think anybody checked the Fame March bosses, or if they did, it was during that stream wonkiness, so I didn't get to see them.
It was Elements and Mom Bomb.
Okay, so yeah, we really are running out of boss spots here.
We have the package boss.
We have 2 bosses in Baron we don't know about.
Has seriously nobody done Baron?
No, nobody has done Baron, which is very interesting considering how long we've had that key.
But this is a long check for Pankraz if this doesn't pay out.
Yeah, when you are up a game like this is the kind of check you can afford to take. Wow, double sparkle! Oh my gosh!
I'm a witch!
You are indeed. Now, the first one doesn't pay off, but it is a coin flip on the second one now. This could be huge for Pankraz. But yeah, this is the kind of check you can afford to make when you're a game up. If you see that, go ahead and take it. If it pays out, you look like a genius. If not, you still have that 1-game lead as a buffer to fall back on. So, I mean, I totally understand this play here from Pankraz.
And Pankraz going straight into the second fight. And it is a Wyvern.
Oh, huge for Pankraz. That's go mode. And that's going to put him right underground to turn in that Legend Sword and Adamant. This is big for Pankraz.
And Storm is exceptionally rude.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty one. Thankfully, it doesn't matter too much since the only damage he's going to do from this point on is reflecting nukes off of himself, which is only going to hit a single target anyway. But Storm is never fun. And down goes Wyvern. One more objective done for Pankraz, and is minutes away from heading into the Zeromus fight. Is going to have to walk there because does not have to pass. But the clock is officially ticking now for microKorgs.
And looks like microKorgs is going to go ahead and make that check for, or defeat that evil wall. Did get quite a few levels, so may feel a little bit more confident.
Here comes Korgs coming up on the evil wall fight. Those are a lot of very high HP numbers on his side. Should be able to handle a punch or two from evil wall. And yes, it is a good target for that opening attack because he is just going to be able to shake that off and keep on kicking. Or axing, as the case may be.
So, I wonder where that pan is.
Yeah, the only objective we have not seen hide nor hair of. I'm guessing it might be in Baron somewhere.
Or I guess it could be behind that Ogopogo.
Oh, it could very well be. Yeah, Luca would be the other option.
That was pretty decent. Pretty decent. But at 131, xPankraz is our first runner to get their crystal. You get a life staff, and you get a life staff.
Everybody gets a life staff, not just for the boost to white magic, but also because of the defense that it provides against all of Zeromus' magical attacks. It's going to make that fight a lot smoother.
And since we did not find that pass anywhere, probably behind that pan, if I had to guess, we are going to have to walk the moon.
We are just a couple of minutes of the Red Wings theme to enjoy as Pankraz contemplates his approach to this fight. Make sure everything is in check mentally. I know that's what I usually use that walk for, is running over everything in my head, what everything is on my characters, what my approach is going into this fight, making sure that I've got everything set up and just kind of steeling myself for the oncoming battle, because Zeromus is never a free fight.
I will be interested to see if, I don't even know what Pankraz's party is at this point. Oh yeah, he has an edge. If he goes with pure reflect strats, or does more of a hybrid.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out as well. Edge is such a great berserker in this fight because he has such an enormous agility. His turns come so quickly, and if you've got the right equipment, he can do a tremendous amount of damage. But we talked again about all of that control that you get and the speed that you have to do that reflect strats. One of the nice things about Edge for reflect strats is you can get a little boost in your damage by throwing the spoon if you have it. Pankraz did find the spoon, but he sold it for that $5,000 instead, so that's not an option, but might still have some other high-tier gear waiting around to be chucked.
And meanwhile, microKorgs is checking the Twin Harp. Follow your objectives. Just unfortunately going to be a little bit too late.
Yeah, both of our runners making a huge gamble here, and unfortunately, Pankraz has paid off. while microKorgs did not. And that's, you know, just the way the rando sometimes. Hope you're ready for some very inappropriate Z music as we get a reprise of our Gangplank Galley during xPankraz's Z fight.
It's just so fun. You know what would be even better?
What would be even better?
If our Z sprite was K. Rool.
I hope so. Please let it happen. We know there is a K. Rool sprite. I've seen it before. I've seen it. But we got the Z flags showing up in chat here, Alice. Why don't you explain what that's all about?
Okay, so y'all think that Zeromus can't be moved to a different spot because he's too hard and Big Bang's too scary and nobody wants him at Antlion but me. But Zeromus likes to be a part of things and be a part of the randomization. So Zeromus likes to cosplay as a bunch of different characters. And Zeromus has 530 plus outfits that he's got hidden away. So we like to ask a special question when we get ready to do this fight.
Whose butt do I have to get kicked to get that sweet overlay microKorgs has?
It's a cat. It's a kitty cat. And it dance, 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 and it dance, dance, dance.
You finally got that cat that you wanted the entire time.
But we see Tella doing his sole duty of curing Rosa with that Cure 4, and the whites are coming out.
Yeah, with all the equipment we've gotten, easily hitting the damage cap here, and it does very much look like we are going for those reflex strats here. No edge required. The reason that this works is because Zeromus' HP is too high to fit within the actual variable set to represent his HP, so the developers put in a counter flag so that whenever he is attacked and goes past a certain amount, his HP just refills. But thanks to a rule in the game that a counterattack can't counter a counterattack, and reflected spells count as counterattacks, well, that switch never gets flipped. And doing it this way means you basically have to fight only about half the HP that you normally would.
And Edge is just going to dance away this fight.
No need for him to do much of anything except be a backup chemist here, just in case anything goes wrong. Things going very smoothly here. The whites and the nukes are coming out doing enough damage here, and we should be through this soon. In fact, that's the last one. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone, in between and otherwise, we have got our first finalist in Highway to the Zemus Zone 4. xPankraz is going to the finals.
GG's, and that was with a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal time considering we didn't have a single objective done until well past the hour mark. So, God, there is just no stopping Pankraz. This is going to be a tough opponent in the finals. But let's see if we can get in here and ask him a few questions about this race.
And I do believe we are joined by Pankraz. GG's to you.
Hey, GG's. Thank you very much.
So, Pankraz, I have a personal question. Have you ever donated blood before? Because I am fully convinced at this point that you are unable to bleed.
I have donated blood several times, so can confirm I do bleed.
Okay, all right. Well, there goes that theory. Congratulations, though. That is... were you getting a little worried when you're getting, hour 20 mark and there's still no objectives done?
I mean, I got worried as soon as I got the Stardust Rod from Zod. That's when I knew that there were 5 or 4 key items on the moon at that point, and I was not on the moon. So I had to get up there as soon as possible, and the bottom of the moon had the pay dirt.
Well, and that gamble to go down the hook route looking for a Wyvern.
Yeah, at that point, it was a 50-50 for me. I believe Paledem had been in the Super Cannon room. So, had already seen Plague, had seen the Ogopogo at the Crystal Sword Altar, so either it's a 50-50 of Wyvern being there, and it's like a 1 in 3-ish of Pan being at Luca or Baron or what have you. Figured I would dive down there and peek it, and turns out that both the Sparkles were hiding out down there. And I knew at that point, like, even if this first one wasn't a Wyvern, like, we're ready, it's time to go.
So is that a play that you made because you were a game ahead? Or, if things were even up and this was an elimination match, would you still have made that same play?
I think I'd still make the same play. I mean, I've been diving the hook route several times so far in this tournament, because of Sparkles at the Ruby spot. Last night's game, not an exception to the rule, and sometimes it's working out. I think in this case, especially with the knowledge that it was a 50-50, it hands down probably the better move in this case. Being up a game, being down a game, being even in games, I think I make that play most of the time in this situation.
Gotcha.
Well, and we did have some stream troubles near the beginning, and I don't think, did you do Baron?
I did not do Baron. When I was considering it, I went underground after getting the Magma Key, getting the Baron Key, popped the egg, got Leviathan on Rydia, forgot to use Leviathan on Rydia, etc., etc. Looked up while fighting said egg that it's 254 magic defense of Val at that spot. So either I'm sitting there beating it to death with Dragon Whip Rydia and no Heroine Robe, and I didn't like those odds, or I don't do it. So I went with the latter thing. Chased Dwarf Castle, did Tower, and just never got around back to it after finding a physical fighter in Edge.
Well, it definitely paid off because it looked like there was nothing there today.
Yeah, I'm looking through spoiler log afterward, found out where Pan and Package are, both of them gated by the same thing. So Pass is either at that Baron Throne, or it is at one of the 2 moon spots that they. So it could be that Baron has the Pass, but it could also just be a glass hat.
You sort of mentioned physical fighter. How were you feeling about party composition, throughout the seed? Were you thinking basically reflect strats from the get-go? What was sort of your ideas behind team building, if you want?
Let's see here. Getting underground, like, I had Vitella, I had 3 mages. I figured a D Machine grind and a, big spell reflect strats would be in my future. Unless I would have very, very quickly find exactly like an Edge and a Cessna cannon to use that defense. found one of those halves, but didn't find the other piece. So my thoughts at that moment just became we work with what we have a lot of mages and an edge, and from doing all these other things, edge is almost in slingshot range, so maybe we just do a little slingshot on edge, pour them, get them to big spells, dive the moon, get the rest of the XP, do reflect shreds ultimately. It was at the forefront of my mind for a lot of the seed, and the seed didn't do anything to discourage it.
Yeah, it was such some slick heads-up play, taking that one fight before your grind to set up the slingshot properly. I think it's kind of little micro optimizations like that kind of set you up in the elite players from everyone else. That was really, really fun to watch.
I'm just glad that Teller's xPankraz wasn't so bad that he didn't get the 3 levels I needed.
Yeah, that would have been a little disappointing.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times where it's like, okay, if I use like one siren in the giant, then this person will gain enough levels that this person's in slingshot range, and then they're like 5,000 XP short or something.
Yeah, then it's just turning into the Jack Black with the math symbols floating in front of his face meme.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And that's the whole seed, more or less. It's just math symbols in the air.
Yeah.
And this time, the math worked in my favor. Happy for it.
Well, you are our first confirmed finalist. Going into the finals of the Zemus Zone. You haven't been touched yet. How are you feeling? Do you feel like the momentum's going to keep going? What's sort of going on in your head moving on?
I've been riding this momentum train since the start of this tournament, and since, to an extent, the end of the last. Hoping to continue riding it, hoping to continue playing as well as I have been. There are a couple small things to shore up in this seed, but for the most part, I'm happy with my performance, and I hope that I can play this well in the finals and maybe take the whole thing.
Either way, looking forward to watching you perform. You're always such a blast to watch. It's just absolutely fantastic at this game. So thank you so much for coming in and talking to us, Pankraz. Any other final thoughts before we let you go?
No, not really. Big GGs to microKorgs, of course. Phenomenal series. Looking forward to watching this one back. He mentioned yesterday something about how he thought that he had improved so much in the last year, and I 100% agree with that. He has just become terrifying in his own right, and I'm happy to come away with a win in this series, especially against somebody that I had started watching the game and learned a whole bunch from when I started like a year and a half ago. Big GGs to him, and of course, big shout-outs to all of you on the Restream crew for this one. Looking forward to watching back the commentary, Ali and Smapey, that you have to offer. Thank you, Dishmu, for rolling the seed and starting the broadcast. Thank you, Scala, for stepping in and finishing it up. And thank you, Fearon, for the tracking. Looking forward to seeing everything that you all put in to put on this show for everybody.
Well, sorry about the huge gap that you're going to see in the middle there, but that's Twitch's fault. But GG's.
Twitch happens sometimes. It's
But yeah, GG's again, and good luck in the finals, Pankraz.
Thank you. I'm sure I'll need it. You all have a great rest of the night.
Take care.
Thanks so much.
That was Pankraz joining us, taking the win today and clinching a spot in the finals of Zemus Zone 4. Will be going up against the winner on our other semifinals match, so look forward to that. But meanwhile, microKorgs has not given up the fight just yet, finds the alternative way to get into getting that pan while we were talking to Pankraz, has gotten the 4 objectives complete, has gotten the crystal in hand, is going to be heading into Zeromus to finish this for Pride at this point. Always good to see when the runners finish out the seed, put on the show for us, and microKorgs no exception here. And yeah, Blue Cat Loach in chat pointing out, are we going to get a big swag walk with nothing on the line here? There's that always the possibility that we could be going for maximum swag and completely skip the save point to really show off.
But while we've got a little bit of time here as microKorgs walks down, again, just want to give a huge shout out to not only our runners, xPankraz and microKorgs, give them a follow, but also our behind the scenes staff, starting with Dishmu, who unfortunately had some issues with Twitch. Twitch decided, no thank you. And then Scala stepping in, and Firon Burgundy doing the tracking. And of course, my co-commentator Snapedy. It is always a pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine now, so make sure that you give Elso a follow as well. She does fantastic work for us, and wouldn't be the same without her here.
But looks like Korgs is going to go ahead and save. This is what I would do, but I'm also not good. Plus, if you make all of these changes, you're like, I don't want to have to do this again and count agility and.
Yeah, this is a lot of inventory and a lot of setup to have to go through. So yeah, no swag walk makes total sense when you've got this much menu prep to do.
Also, I appreciate Sid's name being Thanks, Chief.
That is a good setup. I actually really like that. Oh, there got to be some fun jokes you can do setting Sid's name. The fact that his job is Chief. I'll have to keep that in mind for next round.
Start thinking of your naming schemes now before the next tournament.
Yeah, I never thought about naming the characters based on the fact that it shows next to their job on the status screen. That's a deep cut for joke potential there.
Could probably do some with Rydia being a caller.
Yeah. Marketing wouldn't fit for her name. Spam caller, I like it. I like that a lot. But anyway, we've got an actual fight to handle here. microKorgs is a little bit of a different team composition than what Pankraz went with. We'll see if he relies on reflecting or if he's going to go for more of a hybrid here. With Yang, Kane, and Sid, I got to imagine this is a hybrid setup.
Absolutely. That Rosa, according to chat, does have 26 agility. As far as I know about agility, that is not the dream.
Yeah, multiples of 14 are kind of where you want to be because of math and the way the rounding works. The closer you are to one of those multiples of 14 without actually hitting that, kind of nastier Zeromus gets. You can already see it here with how many shakes he's getting before we're getting a turn. So this might be a little suboptimal. No math indeed.
But Korgs' team does have lots of HP.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge benefit here, especially since Rydia is, so light on the HP here. Having characters like Yang and Sid that are going to be able to tank a flare and tank a big bang simultaneously and then get the rest of your team up, that's going to be very, very nice to make this much smoother. Using that Thor Rage to get the counter nuke to come out and nerf the magic stat.
And that was a pretty hefty counter nuke.
Yeah, big roll on Kane. They're going to want to drop a Cure 3 or a heal from Rosa on him before this big bang goes out, because even nerfed, that has the potential to kill him. Oh, did he just direct cast that nuke?
No, I think he did get it off that Rydia.
He did. Okay, wow, that is incredibly quick menu input then, because I didn't even see him retarget. It's really amazing how when you're looking at elite runners like we have here in the semifinals, just how good they are at their menuing and how much time you can really shave off just by knowing exactly what inputs you're going to put, exactly when, and just confidently put them in. It's something I know I personally struggle with, so seeing such a fantastic menuing is a real inspiration.
I mean, I've definitely accidentally nuked party members before.
It's so hard to remember that it always goes to the center party member.
Well, and sometimes you just straight up forget who you put it on.
Yeah. been there.
But these nukes are going out. We've got that Kane berserked. And I do appreciate reflecting the slows. I don't think we found any silk webs. There we go. I don't think we found any silk webs, so just getting that Zeromus a little bit slower so you can get more actions in. Because only having one white mage means that it does take a little bit more time to get everybody reserved up.
Yeah, slow is an incredibly effective spell in this game because it is effective on everything. Just straight up just lowers the agility stat and can really help you get an edge over enemies. Very, very good, especially when you've got a Zeromus this fast to try to shave off a little bit of the speed. Berserk's coming back out here. Now I'm going to be doing some punching. And even Sid is doing respectable damage with 2,000 a hit, but of course his turns are going to be coming out at a lot slower than the rest of the team, but still able to contribute.
Well, he's got to swing his mighty axe. I believe this Sid sprite is based on Eric the Red.
No, that's new trivia to me. I love it.
I think he's also canonically not wearing a shirt.
Excellent. Excellent, even. There's the shake. We did have a phase change, it looks like, so we are in the second phase out of 3. Rushing it towards that final medio phase as quickly as we can. And looks like we're probably going to be sacrificing Rydia here. I don't think that she's going to be... Oh, wow, we already are in medio phase. Incredible. Oh, and she dodges the medio, staying on her feet.
Is everybody going to live for this fight?
That would be the perfect ending. This could be the last nuke. Let's see if it's enough damage. And the punch. And there we go. Everybody lives. GG's through microKorgs. A fantastic finishing time considering how just rude that seed was in general and hoarding away objectives. Still finishing sub 2 hours is incredible. Just not good enough to catch up to Pankraz, unfortunately, but still put on a wonderful show. Let's see if we can get him in here and find out how he felt about this and the tournament altogether. microKorgs GG just came up a little short, but still put on an excellent show. Fantastic finish there.
Thanks, Matey. Hello, Alisale. Yeah, thanks for using the term a little short, but against Pankraz, I guess finishing within the same hour is great. And yeah, of course, GG to Pankraz. Congratulations, first finalist. We all know he's going to be very tough to beat when he gets there. Of course, Solaris and Dekar Smash, whoever comes out of that is going to give him a run. But he is playing at otherworldly levels at this point, and yeah, so that ends it for me. But that was tons of fun.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible run that you put on. Just a phenomenal showing this entire tournament, and just kind of hit the syrupy wall that is Pankraz there. how did you feel? Because you made that gamble there in the giant. Was that I don't think Pankraz will do this, so I'm going to try to get an edge. What was kind of the thought process there?
Yeah, I was hoping for a Wyvern, and if there had been a really annoying boss there, I probably would have just left. But I figured with my party, the Fire Claw, a big beefy Yang, and Rydia, hopefully able to cast a Fire 3, which she was once I revived her. She took a nap for some reason. I figured it was quick enough to get through some extra experience because I couldn't slingshot Rydia, and she didn't get to any big spells and of course the Calbrana fight was gives you very little experience there. So yeah, I thought I'd plow through, and I think that's where I got my cane. So I remembered the defense sword from earlier, and I decided to just run with it. My big choices were leaving the three things on Earth. I left behind Dwarf, Baron, and Top of Tower, and I think Pankraz ended up doing 2 of those. So it's even if you make gambles, he's so fast. It's tough for those gambles to pay off.
Well, and how did you feel just in general about this tournament? Give us your thoughts there.
I loved it. I loved every minute. I was so excited that the mass qualifiers came back because I didn't start playing until right around Fabul Gauntlet when the community shifted to more 1v1s. And I'd watched ZZ2 and some of the earlier VODs, and I was kind of always jealous that I never got to play in a humongous race. And the first one I played in, I think, had over 75 people, and that was my best finish. I came in second. So that was just, it was just fun to see that many people in the room, to the point where the admins had to turn on slow mode because we're all too excited and annoying typing things. So I know there's kind of mixed response. Some folks prefer the 1v1s. I'm okay with either one. But again, that was kind of novel for me to do that. And then once I made brackets, I looked at my path and I said, if everything goes well, my ceiling might be getting crushed by Pankraz in the semifinals. And I didn't really think, there's so many good people along the way that I would have to get past. It wasn't even really a serious thought. I just wanted to play well every seed to the best of my ability and have fun. And I did that for the most part. Just really enjoyable.
Yeah, and if your ceiling is Pankraz, that is not a ceiling that you need to be ashamed of in any way, shape, or form. So that's really incredible that you got as far as you did and put on a heck of a show the entire time. Just really not only a blast to watch your talent, but just your showmanship. I love the the spotlight every time you do the hard check.
I was so thrilled when I saw that as an objective, and then when I saw that in the ribbon room, I was like, all right, I'm gonna. I don't race with the Discord open, so I had no idea that Pankraz was probably either just about to finish or had finished at that point. Said, worst case, we're going to get one more spotlight here in ZZ4, and a nice tune to along with that. So I was happy at least I could go out like that.
You gave us some massively inappropriate Gangplank Galley during the Z fight, so that was thank you for the timing on that at least.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, that was happening simultaneously, and yeah, a fun little romp through Z, I guess.
Well, that is the end of your tournament journey so far. But again, just a wonderful showing. It's been so much fun watching you. Had such a blast. Watching all of your races and how hard you've competed. Did you have any final thoughts for us before we let you go?
Yeah, just a few quick. I wanted to thank, of course, Ordeals, Rivers, Scala, Lamini, and Xeno for providing this wonderful game in their various roles. What they contribute. It's been a big part of my life since February 2020 when I kind of discovered it or started playing it at least, and it's just been really enjoyable. And then meeting all the people through this community. Tourney admins for setting this up, setting up the flags, keeping everything running. The folks in my stream cheering me on, much appreciated. And a special shout out to Antidale, one of the admins doing a lot of work behind the scenes and who has kind of given me words of encouragement and advice and taken time to kind of help me. So without his words and time, I probably wouldn't have gotten as far as I did. So just full of gratitude right now for this community in this game. So you'll see me on the ladder, and you'll see me in the next event.
Awesome. So glad to hear it. Well, GG's again. Thanks so much for coming in, and best of luck to all your races in the future. Can't wait to see them.
Thanks. So again, good luck, Pankraz, moving forward, and I'm very excited to watch Solaris Dekar smash tonight. And everyone else, have a good night.
Have a great night. And with that, that is the end of our broadcast tonight. There will be another match tonight. Do you know what time it is, Snipey?
Why don't you stall for time while I pull that up?
It's at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern. And it is, as microKorgs said, Dekar Smash and Solaris, two great runners. But while you're waiting on that, we are going to send you over to another one of our runners, Commander Leonhardt, who is going to be doing some Pink Puff League practice flags for Season 2. As always, please don't spoil this race. Just say it's a great one, and definitely watch it back. And yeah, we hope to see you back for the race later.
Absolutely. So for Ferran Burgundy doing our tracking, Scala Kitty and Dishmu handling the restream today, and my wonderful co-commentator Alice L. I am Smapey, and thanks so much for watching.
Bye, y'all.